Today was the first day that I have worked out in roughly about 3 weeks. Um, During the holidays, I, pulled my back, and it was for something, really, really benign. It was, like, a really simple activity. I'm embarrassed to say it, but how I pulled my back, I wasn't, working in a factory lifting 100-pound boxes. I wasn't deadlifting 500 pounds. I wasn't power cleaning. I wasn't doing a clean and jerk. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't squatting. Um, I wasn't wrestling anyone. I wasn't doing any type of physical activity. I pulled my back, putting a book into a car seat chair. Yeah, yeah, that's how I did it. I pulled my back, putting a book into a car seat chair. I, uh, I opened the door. I slightly bent over, l dropped the book into the passenger seat, and I straightened my back up, and I felt a little like, "Ooh." When you pull if you ever pulled your back before, you know what I'm talking about. You feel like this it's like it's a sharp pain. You're like, "Oh my gosh, what was that?" And then you try to move like, "Oh, that's what that was. This is not good. This is not a good situation to be in. This is a terrible situation to be in. I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh." What rubbed salt into the wound was I after I pulled my back and it was getting worser by the minute, my I could feel my back muscle just spasming and tightening up. But what made it worse was I had an 8-hour drive home that day. So for about 8 hours, I was sitting in the car, and as time went on, my back got tighter and tighter and more painful because, like, every little bounce, every little, jerk in the car just made my back, just scream, you know? And by the time I got home from that 8-hour drive, I could barely lift my legs out of the car. It was so bad. I was like, because every action that I had to do required my back to flex. There was some sort of movement where my back had to move alongside with it. And lifting my legs up out of the car was so painful. And I remember when I got home, I walked straight up and laid down in the bed. And I remember feeling so much better. It wasn't like a complete it didn't completely fix the problem. Like I was still in pain, but I remember feeling like, "Oh my gosh, this is great. This is nice." Um, in the past, when I've pulled my back, it's always been like, yeah, a few days and I can recover. No, this one was like a grand mal spasm, muscle back injury over putting a book into the passenger seat of a car. It was pretty bad. And so for about 3 weeks, I opted, obviously, not to exercise and do any physical activity. For the first week, I was useless. If at any chance that I had, I would lay in bed. If I could not do anything, I would. I was just forcing myself to lay in bed. I would lay in bed as long as possible, And if I had to do something, I would go do that thing. But for the most part, I was like I was horizontal. I was just laying in bed. The second week, a little bit better. And then the third or fourth week, which is like I think last week, um, that's when I started feeling, 50%, 75%, 80%, 90%. Still a little little tense in the back area, but nowhere near what it was like 2.5 weeks prior. And so this is the first week that I've actually jumped back into exercise and lifting weights. Um, right now, currently, the exercise plan that I'm doing it's called StrongLifts 5x5, and it's a relatively simple plan. It's something that I do. I do this plan when I don't have a lot of time, and I don't want to actually work with all these exercise machines and all this type of I don't want to make it too complex. Like, so with this plan, it basically entails you have an A and B workout. The A workout is squats, bench, row. The B workout is squats, shoulder press, and deadlifts. And then you just alternate every other day to the A and B workout. And that's all I do. And because I've been out of the gym for about 3 weeks, I actually feel quite good. Although, whenever you jump back into those type of exercises, you're a little sore. So I'm a little sore today, but it's a good type of sore. It's a good sore. Um, I actually like to complement my art, or I like to balance my art with my physical activity. So I try to exercise and make artwork. I used to just do one or the other, but I was finding that I wasn't having that life balance. I feel empty if I don't do both. Um, so I try to do both. Um, and right now I'm just doing the simple exercise, a simple workout exercise plan of the strong lifts 5x5. I also I got to backpedal it a little bit. I didn't give all the information about strong lifts 5x5. Um, you have the A and B workout, but every time you have the A and B workout, you have 5 sets of each workout. So 5 sets of squats, 5 sets of bench, 5 sets of barbell row. On your B workout, you have 5 sets of squats, 5 sets of shoulder press, and then 1 set of deadlifts. And you do 5 repetitions. That's it. And then every preceding workout that you are supposed to add 5 pounds to your lift. If you're unable to complete a rep, so let's say you bench press 135 for 4 reps, and you're not able to do the 5th rep, you have to keep the weight at that. You have to keep the weight at that same. You have to keep the weight set scheme at that same weight for your next workout. I know I said that like 3 times. I was kind of going into like a positive feedback for a second, but so you have to keep that same weight for the next workout, and you don't move up. You don't add 5 pounds until you're able to complete all your repetitions for all your sets. So that's the program that I'm working on right now. I do this program simply because it's easy, it's not complex. Um, it might be a little mundane, doesn't really have a lot of bells and whistles, but if I'm running short of time if I have a schedule that's very hectic, like what I'm having right now, I find it's the best bang for my buck, essentially. Well, anyways, I got to get going. Just wanted to talk about getting back at the gym. That's really what it is. That's really what I wanted to talk about today. Hope you enjoyed the video or the discussion or the topic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Thank you so much. So much. Cheers.